Present.
Executive Director Miguel Nunes.
Present.
Legal Counsel Raymond Carr.
Present.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. So the first item in our agenda will be to discuss and vote to approve the minutes of the meeting in April 1st.
Motion to approve the minutes.
All right, I'll second. All in favor? Aye. And our next item, we'll discuss and hear from Rick to discuss and vote upon campaign finance and election legislation submitted by other persons to the General Assembly as described in our agenda. So, Rick, do you want to come in? Was there?
Yeah, I can go over the first one if you want really
perfect.
quick.
That would be great. Thank you so much.
So that is House Bill 5872A. It's a sub-A for the synthetic media bill introduced by the Secretary of State's office. That bill, the only change from the previous version is adding in some exemptions for streaming services so that they would not be liable if there was a deep fake ad published on their service that they wouldn't be liable for. So that would be any of the streaming platforms or communications providers.
Thank you.
And the board, as it has, the staff has supported this in the past, so we have no issue and we support it now.
Perfect. Thank you. And can I ask this? Are we assuming, or the Secretary of State expect the Senate companion to also be amended? Yeah. Thank you. Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Hand it over to you, Rick.
Sure. The next bill under consideration is House Bill 6234, sponsor Representative Catherine Kazarian. There is no companion bill in the Senate as of this time. This is the second year that this proposal has been made. Last year, acting upon the recommendation of staff, the board voted to support a similar bill with a recommendation, however, that the sponsor change certain language relative to the conversion of unpaid accounts payable. That change was made in this 2025 version. And amongst other things, the proposed act would deal with prohibitions on self-dealing with campaign funds, prohibition on donations made in fictitious names, and also the reporting of sub-vendors on campaign finance reports, and as well as the accounts payable. So based on the fact that the change was made as recommended last year, staff would recommend the board support this bill.
And I know that, I just wanted to add that specifically to that piece of legislation, Common Cause did send a letter in support to this legislation. Does anyone have questions about this? Great. And are you going to talk to us about the next one?
Yes, and then you're going to vote on each
Yes.
one.
Oh, yeah.
at the
Okay. I
end.
didn't know if you wanted us to vote all together.
We can, it's only three.
We can do
so-
one by one. Okay. So, hi, Lou. I know you came in a little later. So the first one, if you want to take a vote on the sub A for 5872, which just adds an exemption of streaming services.
I'd be happy to recap it for Commissioner DeSimone if you would like, because they haven't voted on it
Sure,
yet.
you could do it briefly. I've read the legislation, but yeah.
The only difference is from the previous versions in this sub-A is that it does exempt streaming and mobile platforms, so being liable for any deep fake ads that are placed on their service. And if they're not aware of it, that it is a deep fake, they wouldn't be liable for hosting it. That's the
So
only
it's a
change.
situation of awareness more than anything else.
Correct.
Thank you.
Do we have any other comments, questions, or a motion for this bill?
I'll make a motion to support.
I'll second the motion.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, and then the one that Rick, 6234 by Representative Kazarian, which Rick just mentioned to us regarding campaign finance and certain provisions on self-dealing with committee funds. Are there any questions for Rick or any comments about that?
I think I missed. Did you ask if there was a Senate companion?
I think they
resolution?
mentioned that there isn't one yet.
There
There
is
is
not.
not. Okay.
And I don't believe that there was one last year. Yeah, it was in, yeah.
All right.
And so at this point, we might expect that they won't be.
I'll move to support.
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right, and we have 6251 by Representative Brian. Do you want to talk to us about that?
Yes, so House Bill 6251 would redefine political party and define and distinguish between major parties and minor parties based on the total number of votes a party candidate received in the previous election, among other factors. Doesn't have an impact other than, affecting primaries perhaps, but this is a sort of a policy change that would be made. And this distinction between major and minor political parties, so the staff doesn't have any position on it necessarily.
Can I ask a question? I could swear the last time we met, there was a bill that was really similar about minor parties. Am I making this up?
There was no,
Right.
this was actually introduced on the 23rd.
Yeah, but there was something similar.
There
that
was
talked
something
about
similar,
similar
yes.
language. Yeah,
Yes, but this one was actually introduced April 23rd.
thank you. Do we have questions?
No, I mean, the only thing I'd say is we generally haven't taken a position when there's a policy
Mhm.
issue. Generally, we haven't taken a position, but I'll defer to the rest of the committee.
I'm fine with
Okay.
that.
Okay. All right, so do we have a motion for this bill?
I'll move, we take no position.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great, and that takes us to the end of the agenda. Do we have a motion to end the subcommittee meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Second, anybody?
I will second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yay, thank you. I could swear we